Stock markets plans to a 2-year low ahead of expiry of derivative contracts. Tomorrow, heavy selling by foreign funds, technology and banking lead the fall.
The cabinet all set to approve 51% foreign direct investment in multi-brand retail chains like Walmart and Carrefour. Tomorrow, the FDI limit in single brand formats may also be hiked to 100% from the current 51%.
Good evening. Plenty of big stories. This is Business Tonight, including the Tata succession. I'm Shelly Chopra.
Hi there, I'm Sandeep Gurmurthy. And first to our big story, Cyrus Mistry, the 43-year-old son of construction baron Pallonji Mistry, will take over the Tata empire after Ratan Tata retires in December next year. The Tata Sons board, which met today, appointed Mistry as its vice chairman. Mistry's appointment comes as a huge surprise as he was never really in the reckoning for the top job.
Cyrus, who joined the Tata Sons board in 2006, will be the youngest to run the Tata empire after the legendary JRD Tata. He will be the second from the outside of the family to get the top job. So why Cyrus Mistry and what are the challenges before him? The big story tonight, Cyrus Mistry taking over Tatas. ETNOW's Dev Chatterjee, Nisha Podar, who's of course at Sterling Bay, which is Cyrus Mistry's residence, Bodhisattva Ganguly of the Economic Times. The entire team is right here. Also from Mumbai, we'll be joined by special guests.
That's right, Shelly. We've got Harsh Goenka, chairman of RPG Enterprises, who's joining us to talk about this massive change at the Tata Group. Also coming up live on Business Tonight, JJ Rani, former director at Tata Sons and a man who knows both Ratan Tata and Cyrus Mistry very well. He'll join us live from Jamshedpur in just a few minutes right here on Business Tonight.
More details of this very big story, the succession at the Tata Group. Dev Chatterjee's got the first set of details. Dev, just break it down for us. The choice of Cyrus Mistry and the timing of the announcement.
Well, the timing has certainly taken all of us by surprise. Now, remember, it was in March this year when the selection committee was supposed to come out with the name of the next chairman of the Tata Group, and they delayed it by 7 months. Then in March, Mr. Krishna Kumar, they came out with the announcement that the group has not been able to find successors to Mr. Ratan Tata. And then in May, Mr. Ratan Tata gave a statement to the Times of London saying that Mr. Noel Tata does not have the necessary experience to run the group, and part of it is his own choice. So certainly, as far as Mr. Noel Tata was concerned, Mr. Ratan Tata had, given some kind of hints that he is not in the reckoning. But certainly, Mr. Cyrus Mistry, who is on the board of Pallonji Mistry's construction group, is the next chairman, and he will take over from the Mr. Ratan Tata by December next year. So certainly, it's a big assignment for Mr. Cyrus Mistry. We have been interacting with Mr. Cyrus Mistry in the only AGM when he comes out and meets with his shareholders, that is in the Forbes and Company's annual general meeting, and that's the only time when we had some interaction with him. And remember, he would never talk to journalists or with the shareholders. It will always be his father or his elder brother, Mr. Shapur Mistry, who will fill the questions from the shareholders and also from the members of press. So certainly it has come as a big surprise for all of us.
Big surprise that they've definitely reclusive in nature is what we've been hearing from a lot of people that we've been speaking to about Cyrus Mistry. But first up, he's been an integral part, in fact, of the Tata Group for close to a decade now. Krishna Kumar profiles the man who will now succeed Ratan Tata.
He's not a fresh face at Bombay House. 43-year-old Cyrus Mistry, the youngest son of Pallonji Mistry, who's all set to succeed Ratan Tata, has been an integral part of the Tata machinery. When he was appointed to the board of Tata Sons in 2006, he was the youngest ever board member on the Tata Group holding company. And now he'll become the youngest chairman of the group since the legendary JRD. Mistry, who is the chairman of Shapurji Pallonji and Company, holds a 9.2% stake in Tata Sons. He has served as a director on the boards of Tata Elxsi and Tata Power, and has been a non-executive director of Forbes and Company since 2003. A graduate in civil engineering from the Imperial College in London and a Master of Science in Management from the London Business School, Mistry is also known to be a voracious reader of business books and a golf enthusiast. Mistry's appointment, which took everyone by surprise, is an indication of the Tata Group's desire to inject young blood at a time when the group is growing into a truly global conglomerate. Krishna Kumar, ETNOW.
Okay, let's take you then straight to Nisha Poddar, who's joining us right from Cyrus Mistry's house in Mumbai, in South Mumbai. Nisha, how will things change at Bombay House with a 43-year-old taking charge?
Right, Sandeep. It was a buzz with a lot of activity earlier when the board meet was still going on, but as soon as this big announcement came out, Bombay House was quiet and calm, and it was a complete no-brainer that all the employees were talking about this big announcement. It will take some time for them to sink in this particular big announcement, and that the usual Ratan Tata is not going to be their boss in 1 year's time, and Cyrus Mistry, who does not hold the Tata name, the Tata magic, which everybody had been talking about, and that's how Noel Tata's name was coming out. So that's something that they'll take some time to get used to. Over here, I'm at the residence of Cyrus Mistry. It's very quiet over here. I was expecting some celebrations, but looks like it had been in the reckoning for some time, and there's nothing unusual here apart from the fact that the security guards are jittery. They are not used to media attention, but I'm sure in a year's time, Cyrus Mistry will be groomed enough by Ratan Tata to take on and come out in the public more often, and this place will be visited more often by media people like myself. So everything looking quiet, and yes, a big surprise, Cyrus Mistry's name, especially when he was part of the selection committee. So a big surprise there, but a very, very significant move, and we'll see more of Cyrus Mistry probably in the public domain.
That's right indeed, as Nisha hoping for a more public persona. She's also hoping the guards will get a bit up to speed with how media and the man who will be at the helm of the Tata Empire will have to face. Well, Harsh Goenka, chairman of RPG Enterprises, is live with us. Harsh, welcome to the show. Thanks very much. First off, have you been surprised at all, or do you think as it sinks in, it would have been a logical choice?
When I heard the name of Cyrus Mistry, I must say it came as a bolt from the blue. There were several names that were being talked about, and the name of Cyrus never came up. So it's been a surprise, but when I think through logically, it's been a great choice because he symbolizes continuity and yet change. He's 43 years of age, and therefore he has a long career ahead of us. He knows the Tata way of life. He has been a director of Tata Sons. He has been a director in several Tata Group companies. They are also the families are large shareholder of Tata Sons. So they know the Tata way of life. So it should have been a very logical choice, but I guess people like us got misled because he was in the selection committee himself.
All right, we've also got Zia Modi, senior partner at AZB & Partners, joining us on the phone line live from Mumbai. Zia, thanks so much for chatting with us. First up, how surprised by you by this choice? A 43-year-old will run one of India's biggest conglomerates.
Yes, it was a bit of a surprise, a pleasant one, but it was a bit of a surprise.
How easy do you think is it going to be for Cyrus Mistry to manage the Tata Group? Because, like Harsh was pointing out, what's working in his favor is the fact that he's young and he's got a long stint ahead of him. But that could also be a concern. At 43, it's not going to be very easy to manage such a huge empire.
Yes, I agree. I think it will be a challenge for Cyrus, but I think my impression of him is that he is a mature person, mature beyond his years, and my impression of him is that he has a fairly inclusive style of management, and I think he will engage in significant consensus building with the elders and be sure to draw on their domain and experience. That is the way I think he will probably go about things.
Ms. Modi, just hang on with us. We also have Harsh Goenka joining us on the show. Mr. Goenka, the point that Zia Modi made that, he's a mature person, he understands the business, he's very inclusive. These are certainly the values that Ratan Tata was looking for. But my question would be, what can he do to the group to take it to a level that can actually change from the current stature? It's after all gone global in many ways.
Well, if you look at the Tata Group, it is not just another group. It has its own culture, it has its own tradition, it has a very rich history, and it needs somebody who understands the Tata way of life, the Tata culture, the ethos, and I think he belonging to the indirectly he's part of the Tata group, and therefore he will know the do's and don'ts. Luckily, he will be shepherded by Mr. Ratan Tata for 1 year, where he will understand the dynamics of how the Tata group works, what the key decision making, what the issues are as far as decision making is concerned. And I have a feeling he's going to engage with the people extremely well. I serve on a board with him, and I must say he's quiet, but when he has a point to say, he is very assertive. The two words that come to mind when I see him is that he's very incisive and he's very intuitive.
Right, incisive and intuitive, says Harsh Goenka. Ms. Modi, how do you see change towards business strategy? I mean, after all, you've been part and parcel of Tata's growth, going global story. Do you really see there's much to be done on that front, or just let it be on autopilot?
No, I think neither Ratan nor Cyrus would want the group to be on autopilot. Autopilot means standing in the same spot, which is not a good thing. I think that Ratan mentoring Cyrus for this 1 year is going to be extremely important for him to understand even more so the DNA that runs through the group. And I think definitely they will be quietly strategizing with the larger group of the board on how to take Tata yet to a next level. Why should it be that they've reached the highest level? There's certainly always more to go. And I think Cyrus, having traveled, having seen, having been on the board and seen the way the group functions, I'm sure that, the combine for the 1 year will lay down a lot of plans for the future, for sure.
Zia Modi, you spoke about the fact that for a year he's going to work with Ratan Tata. Is 1 year enough for him to get up to speed with this job?
Yes.
Okay. You think 1 year is enough? Harsh Goenka, let's get you in here as well. You spoke about some of the traits of Cyrus Mistry, but what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge that he's going to face taking over from Ratan Tata?
The biggest challenge, as I see it, is to carry on the example of Mr. Ratan Tata. If you look at what Mr. Tata has been able to do over the last 2 decades, is that he has transformed a stodgy giant into a very nimble-footed global corporation. And therefore, the biggest challenge in terms of all the adverse situation around the world, what's happening in the US, what's happening in Europe, is to continue the Tata flag ahead. The Tata brand is such a strong brand. It stands for all the good qualities that need to be imbibed. And I'm sure Cyrus will ably be a torch bearer.
Okay, being the torch bearer is going to be critical. Let me introduce a very special guest along with Zia Modi and Harsh Goenka. This one man, Morgan Witzel, has recently launched in less than about 8 months ago the one book written about the Tata brand after several interactions with senior people at the group. Morgan Witzel, how do you interpret this succession, and are you in some ways surprised that this is the internal candidate? Yes, but it's Cyrus Mistry.
I was surprised to hear that it was Cyrus Mistry. I was not at all surprised to hear that it was an internal candidate for very much the reasons that your last speaker just said. I think it's been clear for some time that it was going to be essential that someone from inside the group step up to take over from Ratan Tata. We have various rumors about distinguished foreign executives who might be in consideration for the job, but it seemed very clear to me right from the beginning that it was going to have to be a group insider.
Right, Morgan, stay with us. Let's also get Zia Modi in. Zia, the other contender, and the one that everybody thought would probably take over from Ratan Tata, was Noel Tata. If you were to compare the two, and I know it's not a smart thing to do when Cyrus Mistry has been appointed as the chairman, but if you were to look at the strengths and the weaknesses of the two, how does it play out?
I'm certainly not going to compare the two. I think they're both good people.
But give us, Zia Modi, some insight into Cyrus Mistry as a worker, you know, as a person who will just get strategy in place. Surely you've sort of interacted with him over a long course of time. As Harsh Goenka said, he's an incisive person. What do you take away from his personality?